And going back to the near or past, instead of the far distant future, the past, how did you originally discover it? You told us what it is, you told us how it can be applied, where we can learn more, but what drove you to research this particular thing for 18 years? What was the motivation, and how did you discover it one day?
Well, I was always troubled by one phenomenon that at the manufacturing group, which we created it in 1980. Before then, we were making speakers at the tech shop and so on and so forth. But starting in 1980, we had a facility, so we had a test room, and we'd make our products, and we had pretty good control. We'd be matching drivers and high precision parts and matching and sorting and doing a lot of stuff to kind of control the manufacturing process. And yet, when they'd go into the sound room, the very same sound room each time, the sound result wasn't always the same. Sometimes it was always pretty good, and people who maybe wouldn't be completely familiar with the product would maybe not notice that there was any difference. But to myself, it would vary from, well, it's pretty good, but it doesn't feel like it's changing my life, so to speak. I'm not remembering it as this is really good. And yet sometimes it would be enough that it would hit me, and I'd go, why can't it be this way all the time? And so by the time Y2K came along, I was already asking that question. What exactly is going on? You'll have to pardon me, but I don't remember specifically what time period you entered into the Westlake audio picture. But, I can remember we pulled our hair out at Beverly trying to figure out why Studio A was always pretty damn good sounding, and B seemed to have periods where it was pretty good sounding, but most of the time it seemed to want to drift off into a ho-hum, so-so kind of relationship. So why good sounds sometimes? And when Y2K came around, and literally I was listening to a competitor's product. I was actually laying on the floor in the sound room listening to it, and I just remember thinking, okay, if that's doing that, then that must mean that this is doing this, and this is doing this, and so on and so forth. And that was like, okay, I need to really keep that particular bit of phenomenon and information in my mind as I'm trying to work through these products. And sure enough, that drew the attention to this issue of electrical signals flowing and mechanical signals, vibrations flowing through the same system, and what that actually meant from a technical standpoint. So what we've learned is that things are not static. When you use dynamic signals, point from here to there with a wire, you sending me a signal over here, under the right conditions, you might as well be on the moon.
Right.
And you have to prepare yourself from a design standpoint for that reality.
A dynamic event causing the lock and key.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Fascinating. Well, Glenn, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing all your history and your knowledge and all your feelings about PE distortion. And we look forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you, Hanson, for all your time and effort to get this together.